Hey Regina, how's it going? I am still tapping people to invite them to the live, so you'll see me stare at the screen for a while. Patty, what would you do? Hello, everybody, whoever the hell's out there. I am inviting people to the live. It is not a user-friendly part of the app, so it's a pain in the fucking ass, basically. You have to remember who you already invited. It doesn't take them off the list. You see. Crystal Ghost Girl. I'm just going to invite that random fucking person. All right, invite your friends. I'm good. How are you, Regina? Yeah, invite anybody you want to invite over here. I'm just getting the thing started. So let's see who I forgot. Way over here. Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. And it's a lovely day in the neighborhood. Let's see, I invited you, I invited you, I invited you, I invited you, I invited you. I don't know if I invited you. Norse Pagans, Tim, Ray, Eric, Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. I can't see any of you right now. I don't know what's going on yet because I'm still inviting people. Okay, there we go. You can help by inviting your friends or inviting your enemies over here. More likes help. Yeah, if you're here, just keep liking it because once we get the guests in here and stuff, the hate will start rolling. And as long as you're giving us more love than the haters can muster, then we should be okay. Crystal Ghost Girl, hello. Jen, hello. Chara, hello. Regina, I already said hello. Oh, you're liking the live. Thank you very much. Yes, like the live. Follow if you're not following. Invite your friends. Invite your enemies. Once we get some people in here, I'm going to try and fill up as many of these fucking boxes as I can with witches and see, you know, what kind of witch stuff we can talk about when we have a bunch of us in here. I've never used it all, but I think I have the full 9 windows that I can bring people in live. And we'll start doing that when we get people in here, I guess. Crystal Ghost Girl, not much. How you doing? Beautiful day in the neighborhood. We thought we had some thunder about an hour or so ago. You'd never, if you ever come to New Orleans, don't trust the weather report. It means nothing at all. Bree, I'm going to invite Bree to come in the window. Grand Day, Doc of Hearts, how are you? Who's that? Angelus. Hey, Bree. All right. Anybody else wants to come in the screen? There's a little button down there to request.
Hi, Uncle Birch.
How you doing?
Doing good.
Good. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood here. It's like, what, 90 something? I don't know.
Probably.
But out in our backyard, we got a lot of shade.
Hi, Marta.
Hi, Bree. Is it Bree?
Yeah, it's Bree.
Hi, Bree.
Doing good, Doc. How are you? I'm following Doc of Hearts. See, I'm not following you. Damn it. See, I'm on my other account. I don't know if I'm ever going to get it back because I'm not even sure if I have the email address associated with it correct. So we're over here on Uncle Birch 4, where I slowly am figuring out, you know, who I used to follow. But I'm old and I can't remember their names most of the time. So Doc of Hearts, yeah, I remember you. So following you now. So if I'm not following you and I was following you before, let me know. On my third account. Oh, get off my lawn. I think this is 6. think this is my 6th account.
Yeah, at least 6.
Yeah. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
But that's what happens when you're such a renegade.
Yeah, I know. I'm used to
You
it.
don't mind pissing people off.
They always out to get me, what the fuck. If you don't offend no one, then nothing has been done to sabotage the man with the gun. Casey Neal, 1997. Yes. No, I didn't get my main account back yet. I haven't even heard a refusal from them or anything. I've heard nothing from them at all. Candy, you want to come on screen? What's up, girl? I got the full, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people I can bring on. So I want to bring on as many as possible and talk about actual witch stuff than the usual bullshit. That'd be cool. I just found out I was looking for dead doll magic today. I had to ask Candy, where the fuck did she go? Turns out I'm back. I guess she went back to the Mindy camp.
No.
Which is shocking. That's what I heard, man. She went back to
No, that is not true.
Really? Okay, what's true?
That is not. What? Where did you hear that crazy talk from?
Me? Me? And she did.
What?
Yep. So I'll tell you. So I was literally about to go hop in my car and go ship some stuff. I was like, you know what? He said, "Dead doll, I'm right here. I'm right here." Yeah.
I just noticed I wasn't seeing her. I figured because it was the new account or the backup account, and so I went to look for her and I couldn't find her. Backup account, and so I went to look for her and I couldn't find her.
Hold on, let's see if my thing's messing up.
Wow.
Hold on.
That's just crazy talk. All right.
There must be a story. There must be something going on.
Wait a minute. Oh, well, Candy went away and... Oh, no.
Yeah, she's going to come back in.
Oh, okay. She's the echo. Okay.
Okay, sorry, I had a call come in, so it was not allowing my sound right. Yeah, doll, I did some divination because I'm high on the divination scale. If somebody comes to me with something, I'm not gonna listen to that person. I give people the opportunity to mess up themselves, and then I'll divinate. Well, she hopped in my inbox a couple times and asked me about hexing children.
Ew.
And I was like, you already know the answer to this. Why are we going down this again? Yeah. So I had my eyes on her, and I told Corda, I kind of got my eyes on her. I don't trust her. During the whole time she was doing lives with us and Jane, I kept me and Corda and some of the few in Jane Gang were saying she's looking a little suspicious because she's still replying to comments to Lucky. Lucky was replying. They were talking back and forth, and Dead Doll was doing responses to Lucky's comments on her page. And so there was a conversation that was had on live where Jane asked her, basically, like, are you still over there hanging out with them? Because if you are, just like stay over there. She was like, no, I'm not. I did divination on it, and I found out that was actually false. And so I didn't say anything. I told our group. And I said, I feel like that's where she keeps coming in saying, are you hexing kids? Because she's trying to feed the narrative of the rumors and slanders that the other camp was trying to do and infiltrate that on our side. So Jane and I and the other women in the group that we were doing lives, we didn't really say much. She would just hop in the boxes and we would just giggle and cackle, and we didn't really bust her out. We was letting her bust herself out, in which she did. There was a live to where she just asked Jane if she could play a song. And the artist, Jane didn't agree with. She was like, I don't like that artist. They're trash. And I don't know what happened, but Dead Doll left the live and went and did a whole slew of videos talking crap about Jane. And I know and this is where it came out. Your reveal is coming next. And I was like, oh, here we go with another person and a reveal. And she did about 8 videos talking about this huge reveal, background story. She's pulling everyone's background checks. She's telling the dirt. And I was like, she sounds like Mindy Jr. And the next week, she's right back over there chatting it up all in their little camp.
Remember how the thing with me and Snowflake Witch started?
Yeah.
stupid thing about the leather jacket. It's like,
Yep.
what are these people? That's how you get the name Snowflake Witch. You get so butthurt about something that's so stupid
Remember
that
you
doesn't
asked, like,
fucking matter.
Your mom's name was Lisa.
Yeah.
She was crying because Jane didn't pick her song to play on live.
That's so snowflakey.
So stupid.
You know,
Okay, so I thought I heard you say I went to Mindy's camp, but you're talking about Dead Dog. Okay.
yeah, no, not Candy. I couldn't
Okay, because
picture that.
I got that wrong.
Candy went to. We would talk some.
If we go to that camp, we're going with torches.
Yeah.
No, I'm
mean-
I'm coming. If that happens, I'm coming for
bad
do an
against the
exorcism.
camp as anybody else. Yeah. So if anybody wants to come on screen, hit that little thing down there. We'll bring you on.
Crystal Ghost Girl, they're talking about Doll. Remember when Doll was in Jane's live crying because Jane wouldn't play her fabulous song? And then she left and did a whole slew of slander videos against her. I'm gonna expose you for who you are.
So wait, it was an actual song that she created, or what?
No, it was Jane was doing
Just a song she liked.
like she was doing smoke challenges, and during that they picked songs. So she was like, drop your favorite songs in the comments, and she was like, fabulous. And we joke about the rappers that spell their names in the song. We were just joking, and Jane was like, no, he's trash. He's trash. He's trash. I'm not playing him. And she got really in her feelings about it, and we thought it was like not even that serious. And then the next live, she came on the box, and Jane was like, I seen all the videos you did. I'm going to do a video back. I hope you're okay with that. You're going to get your feelings hurt. And they were just joking back and forth. The next thing you know, it went Witchtok drama left. And all you know is the next person's like, I'm doing reveals on you. And it's just like, it's like daytime soap opera.
You know, if you're in the chat room or whatever, keep tapping on my face. Give us likes because the haters are watching right now.
Haters gonna hate.
And if you love us more than they hate us, they can't take us down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that's serious snowflakery. So maybe she'll turn up on the Witchtok Grimoire soon. It's all those people. It's all those people. I see Mindy. I see Skellahor. I see if you saw her, you'd know.
Necrophilia.
Oh, is that her actual name? I was going to say that's clever.
No, but she looks like a skeleton. Especially when she doesn't have her teeth in. Anyway, I shouldn't talk shit about teeth.
Yeah,
But,
Crystal, I seen them too. You're good. You're right. I got you, boo. I seen them too on that side. You're not lying.
we got Shrooms in here, and we got Zephyr Green. Oh, Shrooms
Yo.
is definitely liking. I could see her.
Yeah,
She's
I know. Tap,
poking
tap,
the
tap.
camera.
I seen that. Well, I got sent that.
I don't know if you heard Zephyr Green, but
Yeah,
really,
it's the
throw all your shit away. All you
IDE.
need is
I
the
saw
cauldron.
you in their comments too talking as well. So it's not just her that seen you over there in that camp. I seen you too. And I'll bust everyone I see in that camp talking crap about us out. And yes, it was you too.
Is everybody throwing all their shit away? You know, sticking with the cauldron? That's all we need. All we need is a cauldron. You heard, right?
Yeah, as long as you're sitting in it. And she better have a big cauldron if she gonna set it and do her
I
work.
did have a cauldron that big once.
I think Adele follows me, so that's interesting.
No, yeah, they're on that camp. I had to remove them because of the comments that I seen that they were making on their side. It's quite disgusting.
So, Zephyr, did you lose another account? Because I just had to follow a new one today.
So TikTok did some weird shit and basically removed my access to my main account. Yeah.
Oh no.
See, if you
And
look
then,
at Uncle Birch
but for
2,
some reason now
still
this
out
account
there.
has 8,000
can't
followers.
say
I
that.
don't know why.
I know, you got 8,000 followers. I thought it was a new account. I'm going, why? He's doing all right on this new account that I've never seen before.
Well, so it displays 8,000 followers, but they're not there. They're not real. But it just displays
No,
that.
they're not real. They're not real anyways, okay? Every time I get up to double digits, it doesn't add up to the amount of traffic I have or the amount of engagement that I have.
Really?
TikTok is full of fucking bots, and it makes us feel good. We get this endorphin rush. Ooh, there's more people following me. It's like a fucking drug, man, but they don't exist.
Wow.
And the reason I know that is because I've had to have 6 fucking accounts, so I watch how it happens each time I start a new account. And there's different people every time. There's new witches that I didn't see on the old account.
Yeah.
Weird. But the amount of followers doesn't seem to increase the amount of interaction, the amount of views.
Hey, Crystal.
Yeah, my main account is still up. I just can't access it. So
Yeah, see, I have Uncle Birch too. Is still out there. I'm thinking of going and recording all the videos from there because that's like 3 years old. Who knows what I was saying back then? Maybe I have some new shit that people don't
yeah.
remember. I just repost it, like Hoodoo's not a closed practice, or White Sage isn't for cleansing. The tried and true ones that always get hits. Don't use a dollar store candles. Those always work.
Ruffle
You
the
know,
feathers and
I
get the views.
I told somebody that White Sage wasn't for cleansing on Reddit, and it got me banned from r/pagan.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm on
Wow.
that one.
Wow.
I don't do
Wow.
Reddit a lot, but I think I'm on r/pagan.
I hate Reddit.
Oh my
I hate
god.
it.
The amount of fake witchcraft and stupid trick fuckery that happens on Reddit is unreal.
More than
It's
Pinterest?
mostly kids, I think.
Worse than Pinterest?
But
I hate it.
The deal with White Sage is it's not for cleansing. The majority of the Native Americans that I polled in one of my videos, 80% said it was for creating the proper atmosphere for the Great Spirit to enter. So in witch terms, we would call that invoking.
yeah.
And people are using it for banishing. And
Veneration of your ancestors, bringing in.
And on top of that, I practice wort cunning, so I've communed very deeply with the plant, and that is the nature of the plant. It is not a cleansing plant. Nobody's going to.
Got to go to the properties. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, really the issue on Reddit, and really a lot on TikTok and everywhere else, is people have their way of doing things, and they are beholden to it, and you try to tell them they're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sometimes I'm not even telling somebody they're doing something wrong. I just say something that they'd never heard of before, and they get all butthurt about it. And it's like I never hold anything over anybody's head. I never say, "Oh, look at all this wisdom that I have that you don't have. I'm not going to give it to you." Just shut up. I'll teach it to you.
Now,
It'll take you 3 fucking minutes. I'll teach it to you.
I absolutely, if you never tell someone, hey, this is not the way to do it, there's a correct way to do it. If you never tell them, they will never know. But with that being said, the ones that are condescending, I'm just like, I'm not here for it because nobody wants to be talked down to. There's
Right.
a
No.
way. Get on your own page and say, hey, listen, White Sage is not for cleansing, but making these condescending videos, I'm not down for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't like Reddit because half of the channels they don't talk English. The other channels they're trying to sell sexuality and showing me their boobs and all this other crap. And I don't need that.
well, now on Reddit,
Exit
you
stage left.
if you try to go on someone's profile, if they have NSFW content, it'll tell you that, so you know before you click on it. I don't know if it's always been that way, but
Well, if you
Discord is
scroll-
really bad. On
Scroll through
Discord,
the,
someone can have their tits out in their profile picture, and it's just there for everyone to see.
Hold
Yeah.
on, you can't?
I don't like that.
You can't? I'll
Yeah.
be there next.
Am
Follow
I
me on
approved?
Discord, guys.
Does that mean I'm a prude?
No,
No, I don't think it means you're a
That means
prude.
you're
I mean,
giving that away for free. You don't want to give that away for free.
no.
Why are y'all calling me out in the comments?
I don't know, have you ever scrolled the shop lives on Clapper at nighttime? It's like almost all sex workers of one kind. or
Oh my
another.
god.
Yeah.
They don't show they're naked, but they get close.
I have Clapper too.
So do
Yeah,
I.
on a
Clapper's
I've
pretty cool.
I've seen people on Discord servers with kids in them, with profile pictures with their dick or with their tits out. So yeah,
Absolutely
that's
not.
bad. That's bad.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah,
I
Jenny
don't
No.
like
Love.
that at
Somebody
all.
asked what is our favorite thing to use to cleanse our space. My two favorite resins are frankincense and copal. And as far as a smudge bundle, a smoke bundle goes, I like pine needles and rosemary. And
I
you
use
have to
Oh,
put
dragon's
I
blood.
pine
like
with it because if you don't, the
cedar
rosemary's never going to burn.
marigold.
Oh, you're gonna
I
love the
like cedar
copal.
marigold bundles.
oh
Nice.
wow.
As soon as I see you, you're gonna love that copal I give you, man. It's nothing like that shit.
I never heard of
Oh, I'm
those
not going to forget
before.
that.
Jenny Love.
I
I
love
have
Trying.
my chickens.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Are you in New Orleans? I saw something that you were coming to New Orleans.
That better?
I use dragon's blood because it's aggressive and martial, and that's what I like using.
Yeah.
Makes my throat sore.
Anything that's solar or martial in nature, I enjoy using.
You want to hear something that's gonna piss a lot of people off?
Hmm.
So you know we got dragon's blood ink, right? That's for one thing. We got dove's blood ink for another thing. And we got bat's blood ink. That's for another thing. The recipe's the exact same recipe.
Right.
It's just called three different fucking
All
things.
different stuff.
Well, like saltpeter,
So
it's like, you know, in my
it's a
shop,
way
I have
for shops
saltpeter,
for
and I
shops to sell
have
more. Yeah.
Vesta powder. And you could buy either one, but saltpeter is Vesta powder. And people would just buy it from different parts of the shelf.
I was just going to say, isn't saltpeter Vesta powder? Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah. That's just a different name for marketing. But the inks, you know, people are going to sell you three different fucking inks, and you don't need three different inks. The inks, you know, people are going to sell you three different fucking inks, and you don't need three different inks. Yeah. I agree with myself. Listen to me. Yeah.
It's an echo. Hold on, let me see.
With the ice bucket challenge, I'll pour it on you. All right, who's got the feedback? Oh, Mystic Holistics jumped out, so it's not her.
not me.
Must be Jenny. No,
Jenny.
Jenny muted herself. It was Bree. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Bree wasn't doing that before. Jenny, you're muted right now, Jenny, but you in New Orleans or
I'm
something?
gonna.
I literally turned my mic off. It was weird.
Let me try.
It was Bree. I don't know why. Bree wasn't doing that a second ago. It's weird shit happens.
Did the weird shit happen when I showed up? Did the weird shit happen when I
That
showed
does
up?
happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're witches. We all cause weird shit to happen when we show up.
Exactly.
That's okay.
I was trying to find out because I saw something about Jenny Love was coming to New Orleans, but that might have been yesterday and I missed it.
Ooh.
But apparently she lives not too far out of New Orleans these days, but we haven't hooked up yet. Yes,
Yeah, I think Jenny's going to be in Italy when we're at Hexfest. I think Jenny's going to be in Italy when we're at Hexfest.
God, that's fucking weird.
That
wasn't
is
happening
weird.
before.
We good? Are we good?
No.
Are we good?
No.
Super weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
Super weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
Bree's been on since the beginning of this.
It's
broadcast.
totally gone now.
Never happened. Yeah. There's Bree again.
But so is that other
Sometimes
lady.
fixes it, jumping in and jumping out is the equivalent of rebooting in this venue.
Yeah, you know,
I'm gonna
last
be in
year in New
Italy.
Orleans I got lucky.
Believe.
I got lucky with the climate.
No,
I think it's supposed.
They said
I think it's
Catherine
supposed to
would
be like
Monday.
90 degrees. this
play
year.
guitar in the quarter. So Cafe du Monde and beignets play guitar in the quarter. Okay, that part translated well.
That did translate.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you have to have a license to play in the quarter. Probably do.
There's a terrible guy there yesterday. He was terrible. He was right on Jackson Square and he was awful. And I thought that to myself. I thought, why are you here singing live? Like, do you have a permit for this? Because you're awful. Like, he was terrible.
I'll be right back.
Okay, so it's yesterday that you were in New Orleans. Okay,
It was. It was.
Late.
I'm only about an hour outside of New Orleans now. So
yeah, so we gotta do something.
We got to do something.
Yeah.
I have no witchy friends in person.
We doing
It's
something
so
wrong?
sad.
Always put together a whole foods and magazines.
So sad.
So, can we talk about going to country club
Tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
No, but we.
Oh no, I meant Friday.
What Friday?
Friday, I thought we were talking about going to the country.
No, you don't. Friday?
Yeah.
Why would I talk about that a week in advance?
I don't know. You mentioned it last time. Maybe you were talking about going a different day. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Never mind.
So, Bree, tell me about your grimoire. Can you tell me about it?
No.
Oh, I can't hear.
She doesn't have her mic on.
Your mic is off, Bree.
The Witchtoker's Grimoire.
Yeah, can you talk to me about that?
The Witchtoker's Grimoire is a donated submissions by all the creators on TikTok, from beginners to seasoned to all path to all people to all individuals.
Nice. I would want to talk to you about it, but yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have as many seasoned practitioners. I would love to get more Black, Brown, and Asian contributors and Indigenous. So, Zephyr, I would love to get a piece from you.
Yeah,
shit.
You're a good egg.
Shit, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I like camaraderie. I don't care what it is. I will definitely work on something for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll brew something up. What kind of things are you looking for?
Right now, I am light on baneful workings, DIYs, and advanced spellcraft.
Gotcha. I will definitely brew something up and get back to you.
Thank you. But yes, and so I am hoping. So the soft deadline is June 30th. I'm hoping to go to print July 1st. Right now, the book is thick, and that's good. So
nice.
Yep.
I like it.
Bree, I think you messaged me. I don't know if it was last night or early this morning because of the time that I got off of live. I did notice that you messaged me, but I was going to ask the same thing that this gentleman was asking. What is it that you needed? I am unfortunately in closed practices. That's one of them.
Can I ask Cuban a thing here? By the way, Salam alaikum. I hear a lot of these kids talking about the cow tongue spell. I learned that in Palo. And the way I learned it, you nail the fucking cow tongue to your front door. And after a couple days, you throw it on the roof. Have you run across that version of the cow tongue spell?
Okay. I don't know if I'm older than you. Probably not in real life. I'm not older than you. I don't think I am. I might be in Palo.
In Palo, you probably are.
Because I'm going to be 31 in Palo.
No. Oh, in Palo. Okay.
In Palo, I'm going to be 31. That's initiated, but I've been practicing almost all my life. That's a basic spell for me.
But so the nailing on the door thing.
No, that's
Okay, okay,
That's
because I hear these
basic.
kids
Like what you
talking
were
about that.
saying that you do that you learned in Palo, I know
Yeah.
more.
I yield to you. I believe that, but that's why I was just saying. I keep hearing all these kids talk about the cow tongue thing. It's like, God, that ain't
So
the
can
cow
you
tongue
explain
spell
what
I
they've been
know.
doing? Because I know that you've mentioned it a couple of times in videos. I don't know what they've done. I just know that they only got a part of the tongue, not the whole thing. Plus, they don't
I've heard
have the
that.
cojones to actually get the cow tongue from the
Yeah.
cow.
Well, and I've heard some of them getting the cow tongue and cutting it up into several pieces, using it for several different people. It's like that's just cheap.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
ghetto.
Sweet.
Did you say that's ghetto?
That's ghetto. Portioning the cow
That's
tongue
yeah.
Well,
out.
that just means that the spell working isn't even going to work right.
That's what I think. Yeah.
I
The
mean,
the
that's
the
just my
plastic.
opinion.
Have y'all seen the plastic and silicone tongue being used? I have. I'm not a fan of that.
Oh no.
There's workarounds,
Well,
but
I
just
would. I never
plastic.
use anything plastic ever.
Never. Never. I hate
Well,
plastic in my fucking
No.
spell
like I
work.
always say, magic
Disgusting.
follows most of the same rules as electricity. Plastic
Mm.
and silicone are insulators.
Yeah.
The energy does not pass through those things. That's why you put on gloves before you fuck with the electricity. So that's going to stop any energy from happening. I haven't run across that yet, but I'm sure it exists.
For
It's
me, it's mostly a psychological thing. To me, I think of plastic as being cheap, and I don't want anything like that anywhere near my spell work or anything.
yeah, but
I mean,
magically, it's an insulator. It
Yeah.
stops energy.
Right.
my third
I
eye
didn't even
was
think about that.
exposed. I'm sorry.
Here's one that
it's
says that
okay,
I was
human. It's okay.
okay. So this
It's
person
okay.
says I was always told to put it in a brown paper bag, bury it after working.
Okay. Like, I'm a different kind of witch, though. So, like, me and Uncle Burke, that's what I'm calling you Uncle, okay? So, Theo. Okay, Theo.
I'm
Me
cool.
and you work similar, but at the same time different. You have more of the masculine aspects because, you're the male. You can do different male things in my practice that I'm not allowed to do. But I might be a little bit crazier than you.
Yeah.
So, my nickname was Alacaran con alas. So I'm gonna explain what that is in English. That is I forgot the name of the thing that has like a pincer and it's like a kind of like a crab, but it's in the desert. The poison, a
The
scorpion with
scorpion.
wings. That was my nickname.
Ooh, that's
Scorpion with wings.
scorpion with wings.
That was my
That's
nickname.
badass. That is badass.
Okay, so you do the tongue like how you know how to do, Uncle. Okay, Theo, you know how you do your tongue, right? Then connect it to the back of your car and go.
Just drag it. I like that. I like that. Although I got a pretty nice
So
car
before
right
you
It'll
get
now. I don't know
onto
if it ever
a
started.
freeway or a highway that you know that you're not gonna get on for who knows how long, that you're gonna take a trip,
Well, you know,
not a psychedelic one,
yeah.
and
You know,
put that on there and let that flop, pop, 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 pop.
I'll tell
it'll
you,
shred it
I'm
to
just messing with
nothing.
you.
I got to throw this thing out because I live in New Orleans, and the amount of shootings that happen on the I-10 that seem like they're from a sniper are way too much for me to ignore. So I never get on the highway around here.
Okay.
I think they're gonna figure it out. There's somebody fucking sniping people on the fucking I-10, and I've heard other people talk about it too. And our cops stuck, so they're never probably gonna figure that out.
Wow.
Didn't
So
that
I'll just
happen like 20 or 30 years ago here in California?
yeah, but it'd probably be better to take it on surface streets here, anyways, because of all the potholes. Drag a few fucking
Well, I'm
potholes
just
and
saying
shit.
a place where you can go and you know that you're not gonna come back. Like if you know your enemies are there,
Yeah,
you know, and then make sure that there's some cemetery dirt on there.
yeah, plenty of that around.
You know, I'm just saying. I don't know anything. I'm just a
So
Cuban drinking some coffee.
if you're in the chat, keep tapping the like screen so the haters can't get us. Like.
So I
But
want to
yeah,
add
that's
my
like
two
one of the many ways.
cents on the brown paper bag. I like working with brown paper bags because I will write the petition on the brown paper bag. And if I need something to go to ground, I will put it in a brown paper bag.
That's good.
You know, I give it to the ground. So yeah, because when you do a lot of work, you can't be having 30, 40 glass jars around your yard or somewhere else.
See, that's my question, and I'm sorry if I sound
So,
ignorant because maybe it's my practice. I don't understand the
the
glass
ones that
jars.
weren't ripe, I put them in the fridge.
I
I
don't
never understood
Those that
that.
are ripe,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't use, and a lot of us old school practitioners do not use glass jars. Glass jars are made for containment. There are some workings I will, but the vast
Well,
majority I don't use. I don't use jars.
well, the way to do it, if you're gonna do a jar spell the way that people are doing it here on TikTok, the only way it's gonna work is if you put uh, a link to yourself in the jar. Put some DNA, some
Tag.
some some hair or a finger.
Hey, what's going on, Uncle Birch? How are you?
Finger.
Hi,
Hi,
Hello,
Eric.
Eric.
hello
You've been
everyone.
Anita, perfect.
Hi,
This
how
is
are
the
you?
Un
most
placer.
I've been able to have. On my other account, I only had 3, 4 windows. Never could get all of the guests in there, but on this account, I got 5
The whole
windows.
gang is here.
Whole gang's here.
Nice, nice,
But
We were
if
nice.
you
talking
take
about
something from yourself and
the
put it in a
house style
jar,
spell in Palo,
Yeah.
But
and
not a
the
finger.
brown paper bag.
Salam
Mr.
alaikum.
Green. Not a
Malaikum
finger.
salam.
no,
The
I
only two
no, I
jars
mean,
that I work
yeah,
with is a witch's bottle, which has sharps, mirrors, nails, and my first morning urine. And I do bury that, and I do that about once a year. So any psychic attacks, it goes to the jar. I also use the little whiskey bottles with different types of magical waters that I will tether certain spells to.
yeah. I
So
I
those are
I meant to say fingernail and I trailed off. Don't
Oh.
cut off your finger and put it in a jar. Um,
Oh.
the way that I do those traditional witch bottles is a little bit different. The with the nails and the pits and everything. Uh, I will take that and I will throw it into a fire. Most people bury it. I'll throw it into a fire and let it explode.
really. How long does
Yeah.
it last that way?
You know, Zephyr, did you get Mom's
Somebody
book?
asked, why would you target yourself?
Wait,
Somebody
hold
asked
on,
below,
wait. Zephyr,
target yourself
did you
with the
get Mom's
jar.
book?
The protection spells one. Yeah, I have that.
There is a spell in there that's very similar to a witch's bottle.
Yeah.
It's using a Mickey's Big Mouth, which was popular at the time, and it is suspended over fire and exploded. It is a different spell, but a lot of the components are the same. There's nails, pins, glass, that kind of.
So I did not come up with this. This is it's actually an old timey traditional thing that most people don't do anymore. And the belief in folklore was that if you make a witch bottle and throw it into a fire, the witch who is targeting you will die. And basically, what I take that to mean is that it's a way to send an attack back to the attacker. It's a return to sender type operation.
So
Okay.
look at that book. That
Yeah,
spell should be in that book, and it's exactly what you described. So she was.
right,
I mean, all of Mom's spells are extremely old school stuff that you don't see anywhere fucking else, and a lot of it's got a lot of hoodoo in it
right.
too. But interesting. Well, the thing about the witch's bottle, a lot of people don't understand. It's like it's the combination of the rust and the urine that causes the chemical reaction. It's like a magical battery. It's producing heat, and they've found witches' bottles over 300 years old in England, and they're still heated up. They're still producing heat after all those fucking years. And the laws of
Yeah.
physics say where you have heat, you have energy. So it's like a magical battery that it keeps working even after you're long dead and gone.
Wow.
Well, it's because if you think of what urine has, it can also crystallize. And what
Yeah.
happens with crystals? You can charge
Sure.
those up. You're
Yeah.
literally leaving DNA. There's oils also. So that gets charged up with the sun and gets charged up with the water, the moon, and all those other different cycles.
Mm-hmm.
So it's constantly charging itself up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the heat the heat I think is coming from mostly from the chemical reaction from the rusting. As long as you have as long as the iron continues to rust, which I don't know how long that goes for, but as long as you have rusting, it's producing a shit ton of heat.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it's some of them been rusting over 200 years. So I guess it depends on how much iron you put in it.
Yeah.
You want it to last a long time, put some good chunks in there. And I always tell people in this day and age, you've got to make sure you look for non-galvanized nails.
Oh yeah, I know
They're
it.
Yeah.
really fucking common now.
I've
Teflon coated, those won't rust.
and I bought and make sure you know what you're getting, because I bought a bag of nails that said on Amazon that were being sold as non-treated or non-galvanized for spell work. I did some testing on them, and no, they absolutely were treated not to rust because they weren't rusting.
Mm.
When your
You just
husband
don't
works in
understand the important
construction
part.
in really old houses and he does demo and he brings me home all of these really, really old nails from the 1700s when they have the demo house. You need these nails? Why, yes. Yes, I
Yes.
do. Thank you very much.
I have a
Yes, why,
friend.
yes. You took all those nails out of that deck? Thank you very much.
I have a friend in the area who has a nail that she took, or maybe she bought from the site. No, she bought a nail from the site of Aleister Crowley's home before they tore it down,
Oh,
and
wow.
and she uses that for protection. Wears it in her bra. Yeah.
I don't know if I would use
A
it
lot
for
of
that,
his.
but
No, but I
I can't believe
wouldn't.
they
But
tore it down. Jesus, rock and roll people been buying that house forever.
yeah.
Why doesn't Ashley move it?
so
Yeah,
I was
Ozzy.
talking to
Why was it Ozzy?
a powwow, a Pennsylvania Dutch powwow the other night, and it was a really great conversation. And she asked me, she said, "What is something that you want to see happen within your witchcraft community?" And I said, one example is roots. A lot of the new practitioners and beginners in witchcraft do not realize that the root of a plant is the soul of a plant.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, there you go. And it sounds so simple, but since Cuban and Eric are here, I would love for you guys to touch on that.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to
I'm
touch on
assuming that
the
Eric
root
has
of a
one.
plant? So
Yes.
Yeah.
most of the time in Palo, um, we use roots, and we use a lot of the plants that we ask for permission to cut, right? Because in the Bantu philosophy, especially in the Congo region in Africa, trees are not cut at all. They're not cut. That is a Native American understanding of medicine. Most of the time, you
Mm-hmm.
have to ask permission with certain plants to cut them in that understanding. Native
Mm-hmm.
American understanding, you also have to ask permission, but it also gives you a leeway of doing certain works and certain baths and certain um, conjuring, right? For lack of a better word, most of the time people say conjuring as in Spanish we say brujeria, right? But it's just a form of conjuring. It's working the effectivity of the spirit, which is interesting because you guys were talking about bottles, right? And how bottles, and a lot of times hollow, we use bottles all the time, like all the time, but we call it entumbo, right? It means the soul of an enganga. So a lot of times people think that a receptacle of an enganga lives in this cauldron, and it doesn't. Most of the time, it lives in a bottle somewhere in that room that you may not know. And those are trade secrets that nobody talks about, right? And so the entumbo may have dirts, may have certain roots. A lot of times, the three main roots that you'll even find here in the United States and probably in the UK, bay laurel is one, laurel, right? Um, Hagway, which is the weeping willow, right, is another. Um, and let's see, what? And ceiba, right, which may be kapok or silk cotton tree, But for the most part, those three main roots are where those spirits come from in nature. You know what I mean? And so, using that root and using that medicine, you encapsulate and you incarnate spirits in those bottles. Now, a lot of times when we do work, when it comes, especially working with roots, to protect ourselves, we won't necessarily put our name in urine or do it because that has our DNA, and sometimes that causes an effect within our own spirituality that we wind up hurting ourselves more so than hurting someone else, right?
We
And
get that
so
backlash.
yes,
Yeah.
and so we tend not to do that, but we will put somebody's person. We will put the shadow of the person that, somebody could come through my door and I have an issue with them and they sit down and I don't have to capture their spirit. All I have to do is wait a couple of seconds when they move and grab a napkin and wipe the sweat off of the chair and put it in the bottle and it's a done deal. I got them, you know.
Hmm.
I try not to practice like that, and I
Hmm.
don't invite people that I don't get along with in my home, right? But if
Right.
things like that were to happen, you el brujo es inteligente, right? The
Hmm.
the witch is smart, right? And so there are things within our elements that we use to encapsulate certain spirits. Even the smoking of a cigarette, breeze smoking a cigarette. God forbid you get somebody that comes in, Uncle Birch is smoking a cigarette. He has an enemy that wants to get him. Guess what? His DNA is in that. You
Yeah.
know, his DNA is in that. The vape pen, take the nozzle from the vape pen, put it in.
Well,
People don't realize that these are architects. These are technologies of not only alchemy, science, but your spirituality and the intention behind it.
Hmm.
I've
We
often
call
said
You
them
that
know?
tag
in the
locks
day,
in traditional witchcraft.
back in the
Yeah.
day, we were
Yes.
training ourselves how to look for hair, fingernails, a blood sample, and now, yeah, it's like CSI, dude. We're looking for the DNA.
Yeah.
We can take the we can take the
When I
fingerprints
was
off of their
little,
car door handle with a piece of tape. Use those
Yeah.
my
skin cells.
my mother
Wow.
was not born. My mother was not born in this country, and I tell you, if I
Mhm.
was little and someone brought me somewhere, and if I said, I remember once saying somebody cut my hair, and my mother almost spit nails right before me. She's like, "Who? Who cut your hair?" Like she lost her mind. I was like, "You were." It was like not happening. She wanted to know where my hair went. She's like, "Where is
Yeah.
it?" I was like,
Yeah.
I had no
That's
Yeah.
why I cut my
idea. I
own
was
hair.
really little. I remember that.
So
From then on, it was like anything about, I got that. She was like, "Where were you? What do you mean your hair? What do you mean she cut her hair? Where's her hair?" I was, oh my God, it was so funny. But I learned that little.
so
Your things, you couldn't
yeah.
let anybody have that. No way.
So what Eric was saying about the urine, that's it. It's interesting. The rationale behind the urine, or maybe even a clump of hair being in a witch bottle in witchcraft, is
Mhm.
it's supposed to act as a decoy. So you bear you have your personal effects in the witch bottle and you bury it
Mhm.
outside your home, and anything that's coming toward your home will be attracted to the witch bottle because uh, it acts as a sort of decoy. Anyone who's working on you is probably using your DNA anyways.
Mhm.
So that's the idea.
Mhm.
Uh, I have thought about that. I've thought about whether you'd get some of the backlash because it's still your DNA in a bottle. But it's interesting.
Yeah,
Can
it's
I want to
you know,
say
sometimes.
something about urine
Bree, I
Sorry.
though.
know what I'm gonna. Bree, I know what I'm gonna do for Bree now. I know the spell because it's called the scapegoat spell. It was a long time ago. Bree, I know what I'm gonna do for you, and that's what it was. But it's not like a witch bottle.
Awesome.
It's not. It's not a witch bottle where you would put like what's the word? Like harm, like urine and nails and sharp things. It's not like that. It's
Yeah.
very specific, and it's supposed to make noise if it takes a hit. That's the one I'll do for you. I'll write that one down because that's a good one. I'll do that
Thank
one.
you.
All
Okay.
right. Yeah, that's an
Yeah.
old Italian. It's an old Italian like a folky kind of
Yeah.
Italian
That's
thing. I'll
cool.
do that one.
That's cool.
So
But
there's
yeah,
something that
the
I do know about urine, or something that I was taught about 20 something years ago. Um, so let's say Bree is having issues that she's being attacked. Okay. Bree is a witch. We know this, right? What she does is she contacts 2 to 3 witches. So at least two other witches that do not live in the home. Okay. Which could be like a daughter or son that, let's say, doesn't live in the home, that is also a witch, somebody that practices, and then, somebody else. So try to get 3 witches. All urinate morning urine. Keep that in a bottle. And then if you have, whether, let's say you have not quite a basement, but you know how in California, some of our houses are lifted up. I don't know about other states very much. Some others like have basements, some don't. Some just have attics. Like I only have an attic. I don't have subterranean anything. But let's say
Mhm.
you have a crawl space underneath your house. You get the 3 urines, you mix them together, and then you could add whatever else. And when I say whatever else, I'm talking about alcohol, things that you would drink, or perfumes that would attract. You spray that underneath your home, and if there is an entity or somebody that threw something or did a working and buried it in your property, it makes it null and void.
Mhm. Yeah,
You
one of
guys,
the
y'all
things
need to write that down. Y'all need
I
to write
I think
that
I think
down.
one of the things also too that urine was used for in replacement of ammonia, because of the ammonium in urine, was that a lot of times people would do a basin, like have a basin of urine. Also, they would have like rue. They would have certain plants that were strong, and you would create an astringent with that, and pour it outside the front of your door to break any type of work. A lot of people in the morning, a lot of people in the morning, if someone left some type of powder in your door or some type of spell, some people would just come out and just pee on it right then and there. You know what I mean? That was a very old practice, and a very, even now in a modernized world, like you wouldn't come out your porch and piss on something. But if you live in an area where you know that you can get away with it and you're not going to get charged with indecent exposure, you'll
French
be
Quarter,
fine.
New Orleans, probably.
Or your neighbor's recording you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yes.
can that
Hi.
See,
also help
that's one
for
of the traditional things to break curses and to break magic.
Yes,
Okay,
yes. You were saying
especially
shrooms?
si tienes un muerto oscuro o alguien te mandó algo para joderte.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
true.
so if
It's true.
somebody conjured something to mess with you, to curse you, to break you, just to give you the mind effery, so I don't say the foul language, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
understand what I mean.
Yes, yes,
That
yeah.
is one way you destroy their working, and that
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like a return to sender without you having to physically throw boom booms to do the return
Yeah,
to
yeah.
sender. And
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
spirit gets so upset because you will see the spirit or the entity or
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want to call it. And they
Mm-hmm.
are ravenous because they were
Mm-hmm.
supposed to do a thing, and they go back to the person and mess with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You were saying shrooms?
oh, I just wanted to know if peeing in a bottle and using herbs could be used for healing also.
It can be.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
You
depends
know
on the
what?
herbs that you're going to use.
You know what? what is an old remedy, an old folk remedy, and I think it came from the Africans and it came from native understanding, was like a baby's pee, their first morning pee. They would take it and put it in bottles with other ingredients, and they would warm that bottle up. And when a person had an ear infection, they would pour that into their ear and kill the ear infection. So yes, it can be. You can use it as astringent too.
How do you catch the baby's first pee? You wring it out of the diaper or what?
Yeah.
No, no.
Well, back
A
then
lot of
there
times,
wasn't. Go
back
ahead.
then there weren't people walking around with diapers. If the baby had to pee, he was peeing right then and there.
Okay. So,
Okay,
so
there's
it's
another
lost.
thing.
It's lost on our generation, I guess.
Okay, so just like breast milk. He was
Yeah.
talking about like baby urine and helping with ear
Uh-huh.
infections. Like
Hmm.
now, what I'm about to say, if you already know that you're a bloodline witch or you have whatever you want to call it abilities in your family, if this is your child or your grandchild,
Hmm.
the baby has, it's like a newborn or it's a little baby and you're still nursing, you can put a couple of drops of that breast milk into their ear. Now, I'm going to say they will hearing spirits. And if they
Hmm.
don't see them, they will definitely hear them.
Hmm.
But it will take away the ear infection. But you just empowered that ability. I think that's called clairaudience. One of
Hmm.
the clairs, the ear hearing.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
will amplify that ability, no doubt.
Hmm.
The little
Yeah.
weird witchy things that I know.
Somebody had asked about, ask us to talk about breaking hexes.
Yes, P
I'm
does
going.
break
The way
them.
I knew about breaking hexes was what he just said, was using urine. That was the way I've always been taught to break a hex, and
Yeah. Yeah.
using
Yeah.
urine.
You know, what's interesting too, um, sometimes breaking hexes isn't the way to go. A lot of times, the best thing to do is have a good offense. So in Palo, and I don't know if in other witch practices they do this, but we change the polarities of our home. Do you know how to change the polarity of your home?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
See, the way you change your polarity in the home is that you have north and then you have true north. You have south and then you have true south. You have west and then you have true west. You have east and you have true east, right? The positions of our polarities can be different based on our homes, right? But if a person doesn't know that, they can go by the sun, right? What comes up in the east, what side of the sun comes up in the east, the west, where it lands, then you can determine north and south or get yourself a compass, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, what you do is that north and south, east and west, we get the dirts, right? We get the dirts and we add certain ingredients to these dirts to block spirits from coming in geographically and walking through your home. So what we do is that we do a ceremony in the home that entails doing certain sacrificial stuff and then taking those polarities and reversing it. So you've made holes around your home that is dirt, or even if you're close enough where you can get to a dirt patch if you have concrete or whatever. But somehow some places you can even do as far as into the street. So even you can pick up dirt from the street, and change the polarity like that. And what you do is that you take the dirt from the north and you introduce it into the south. And you take the south and you introduce it to the north. And then you take the east and you introduce it to the west. And from the west, you change it to the east. Now, when you do that geographically, spirits are prone to come into a place in direction with Palo with certain sigils. And I imagine in certain witchcraft practices, they'll do that with certain sigils to send spirits, right? Now, when the spirit comes to the foot of your door, they don't know how to get in and they don't know how to get out. And it's
They actually
interesting
become
because
trapped, no?
they actually can't get in at all. Like, I don't have no activity except for the spirits that live in my home.
So how
No,
does
pero
that
como digo, es
hi?
que if they're trapped in the sense of they don't know direction, like their compass made them lost as well. That's what I'm referring to. Even if
Exactly.
they don't
Yeah,
like
pretty much
lost,
that
like
they're
they're like
trapped. Like, they don't know where the hell they're going and they wind up wandering off. Just like we have certain things in our practice where a spirit comes in the door and we'll catch them. That's why we have an
Just
y lo
empaca. That's
podemos
why we have
moldear. Yes.
exactly. That's why we have an empaca. That's why we have dilangos. That's why we have certain properties and certain medicines that capture those spirits, and then we can send them to do our bidding or actually sit there in the nganga until we see fit of letting them go.
How does that impact your magic though? Do you use directions in your magic? So do you have to reverse all of the directions that you do in your magic according to the new polarities?
No, 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 not at all. Because it's only mainly for the outside, not for the inside. See,
Okay, that
because
makes sense.
every spirit has to walk from the outside to come in.
Right.
Everything that's here knows where everything is at, you know. So if you have spirit guides, if you have an nganga, if you have certain spiritual qualities that you deal with certain other magical practices, they're not going to be lost because they live in the home.
Yeah, because they belong to the family members or the people that live there. So those don't get
Exactly.
lost. It's the people that don't
Exactly.
belong there or the spirits of
Yeah.
other things that don't belong there that are going to be like, bye-bye. Okay, you got lost at sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hmm.
This
Yeah.
is
Pretty
why
much.
in traditional witchcraft I am not a big component of salting my doorways or my windowsills,
Hmm.
because there are entities that can bypass you if you're having an off day, whatever. But in traditional witchcraft, I don't salt my windowsills. And as far as changing polarity, I will take north and south, east and west, and I actually will put it in a sachet and put it
Hmm.
in reverse windowsills,
That's
because
good.
you
See.
have to remember the natural world and liminal, they don't directly line up. That's why
Exactly.
you can see here spirits that will like come through a wall.
Yeah.
It's because we are not completely lined up. There is a gap. There's a gap in, what's the word I'm trying to say? It's just not completely lined up.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely
So
right.
it's not
You're
parallel.
absolutely right.
They
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
they
It's not
It's
parallel.
not parallel.
So
Yeah.
do you put that dirt inside of your home and the by the opposite wall or outside the home by
Well,
the opposite
we
wall?
do it in our tradition. We do it outside of the walls, right? We do it outside in the ground because for us, everything that's regulated within spirituality and polarities has to do with the earth. So obviously, we're going to do it outside where the sun hits, where all the strength of all those entities live at, you know. And plus, we're doing a guardian thing, which is the thing that I'm not saying. We're utilizing something within our own spirituality that we have already pre-made, like an enganga, like a
el
lucero,
empaca. Yeah.
exactly, el empaca, an entumbo, which is a bottle that may have an incarnated spirit in there, kind of like for for popularity reasons, almost like a gin, right? To quote unquote, without going into that whole understanding, but an actual spirit that lives in that bottle, you send them to do stuff. And you'll have guardians standing outside of your home,
It
you
also
know?
doesn't impact if you're summoning something from the outside because you're summoning it, it's gonna come in channels because it's like on purpose.
Yeah. I think again, like if you're doing stuff like with us, when we summon things, most of the time we're calling it for an intention, right? And so any intention, any work that's intended for us to control, we control all aspects of that work. So of course they're going to respond. They're going to come in because we're allowing it to come in.
So modern, I think what you're referring to, okay, so if you're calling something in, so let's say I'm going to talk about me because
Hmm.
that's the only person I have here. So if I have all that other work done, correct? And this is so
Yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
could have an understanding. I have all that other work done and I'm calling in a deity, whatever deity you want to think of, like
Come, niño.
Hecate.
Let's see.
And even though my stuff protects for that, but because my energy is pulling and asking for that to come in, it's going to allow it. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah, it does.
exactly.
Thank you.
No, I was just so you could understand.
Thank you for explaining, guys.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Well, hey, y'all. I got to go do dad stuff. I think y'all
Uh-oh.
should jump on one another's channel or something because this is a great discussion and should probably
I gotta go too. Thank you so
somewhere.
much. It was good to see you guys.
Bye,
Bye.
Bye.
guys.
Thank you.
All
Eric, I'm
right,
gonna
you guys.
follow you.
Hey, salam alaikum.
Definitely. Same here.
Bye,
Salam.
Same here. I
Jenny.
used to live in
Bye,
California.
Bree.
¿Tú qué? I'm
I
gonna
used
go
to
Nice
live in
live.
moving.
I'll
California.
go live.
Nice to
So si
see you
quieres, brinca
guys.
en mi canal.
All right,
Just
we'll
jump in
talk.
my live.
Okay.
I'm gonna go live.
All
Bye,
right.
Eric.
Bye.
All right.
Bye,
Bye.
Bye,
Uncle.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.